Hello everybody and welcome back to LMM, and I'm at my table, which probably means it's now time for another episode of Lawrie Goes a Little Loco. And before we start, remember everybody, we've got all our social media that's coming up on the screen now, so ways for you to get in touch and have more LMM, and of course ways to support us with our Patreon. Now, a while back, a lot of you guys enjoyed me opening up the box that I found in my loft, and having seen the stuff in it, one of my dear friends Edward decided that I needed some help with my model railway here whilst I'm in lockdown, and so he sent me a supply package, which is this, which I've just cut there but haven't done anything else with because I thought that'd be easier for the purpose of the video. So today we're going to be having a look at what he sent me. Now, the package that came out of the loft, I had some vague idea what was in it. Some of the things were familiar. I mean, some of them were total surprises, and I don't remember where I got them all from. But this is a complete new one, because I have no idea. So, apparently there's a note in this. Well, the first thing is we got track. Look at that. And a note. Oh, look at that. That is nice. It's got a... For the attention of Mr. Lawrie Rose. Dear Sir, this package will be the first of 4. Well, there's more coming you shall receive over the coming weeks in this dreadful lockdown. It contains items you may use to strengthen and grow your model railway. There are items from my personal collection and raised from different eras, although being a Great Westerner, I do have some bias. Sadly, no Rustons. However, in this first box, we have a selection of track, locomotive, and other such things. Best wishes and kind regards, Edward. P.S. Some items are fragile. Right. Well, what do we have here? Well, firstly, track. Proper, nice track. So this is I think 09? 609s, is it? Oh no, this is Bachmann track. This isn't even Hornby, this is Bachmann. Okay, I don't know what the system is, but they look second or third radius to me. So it's going to be a big difference to what we can run on it. There's another bit here. And no, that's a different radius. That's definitely third. Is that still Bachmann, or is that... No, this is Pico. Do you know what? I've never had Pico track. So basically we have enough now to do a decent size oval. Some nice bits of straight track of... Oh, this is going to be very useful. Track. Track is good. What else do we have in here? Oh, points. Turnouts are useful. More track. More track. Oh, Scenic Items. Oh, I can do so much more with this stuff. More track. Oh, hello. There's more straight track, so I can actually do something exciting with this. And there's some 00 I see down there, but we'll get to that in a minute, because I see Scenic Items, like trees. That tree was broken before I touched it, honest. Honest, Ed. That goes into there. Oh, this is really nice. I can hit some trees. I can actually do some scenicking when I get around to actually building a layout. What else do we have in here? Right, right, there's platform. Oh, lots of platform. Oh, and something wrapped up. Okay, let's have a look at this thing that's wrapped up here. I was expecting something like that. That's more track. I have a lot of track now. And a station. Hornby's system of clip it all together. So I now have a station that is longer than my board. So, oh wait, no, there's more bits. And more track. Wow, this is wow, there's a lot of... There is a lot of track here. I can probably set up, I think, a double loop now on the board. So that would be really exciting, so we can do a running session. Oh, go on, go on, yes. Right, I now have a platform that is longer than my board, which is pretty awesome. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that, but that's going to go there. Then a small, slightly damaged, but we can fix that. Fix that. And fix that. Station building. That's a very pretty scaled L building. That's very pretty. That can go on there. Right, that's a plug for something. Let's gently move this stuff out of the way so we can go and grab this, which is a huge pile of 00 track. So we can do something now exciting in 00. So I can expand upon my 00 setup. I mean, I've already got a fair bit of 00 track, but that's a... Oh, I've just seen... Right. What's this? A flat piece of track? Oh, more turnouts. Oh, well, look at this. Oh, now I can start doing all kinds of bits and bobs. There's enough points there to actually, do something exciting with. Right, animals. So we can decorate our layout now with cows. Because this is a vast collection of cows. Literally, cows and a wheel set. Well-known farmyard animal is the wheel set. Only grows in selected areas. Quite hard to farm. Needs a large area to roam, but does project. What on earth is this? This is. I have been doing model railway stuff for a long time, and I don't think I've ever had this many scenic items, like a little network rail printed out board like that. Mile posts or gradient posts, mile posts. Oh, a Hornby track clip. That's always useful. Look at that. A little man, a little mod on his scooter. Some benches, lots of people. There we go. There's a gradient post for my up and downy board. Wow, I'll open that up in a minute, and we'll have a good look at the contents of this little thing here. But that's a lot of people. There's a lot of scenic people. That's pretty spectacular. Right. So what else do we have? That feels. I don't know what that is. Is it more track, or is this feels like? Is this 00? Yes. More 00 track, and I love 00 track points that have the little lever to throw them over. That's great. That's good. That means I can have a good system of 00 now. What's that? Oh wow, look at that. That's pretty, isn't it? Oh, that is nice. Having the bus. Right, so I've got a bus and 2 trees now. Right, the scenic stuff is happening. I don't know what that is. That feels light, and I don't know what that is. That's a that probably goes with that. So that's a transformer. So, with my existing Bachmann one and this one, I can now power the 2 loops and have 2 things running. So that sounds awesome. So what's odd piece of track? So what's in here? Brilliant. Another little 040 to add to the list. But this is, and it is in the correct livery. So this one in the box as well. That is very cute, isn't it? So this is 101. And there are many variations of this little 040 in Hornby's range now. Many of them. Many. And 101 is the only one that was ever made. It was a Great Western engine. The prototype looks similar. It's a bit like the D-Tank. It is based on something, but it's been changed a lot. It's kind of the same thing. Had different valve gear, I think. Oh, that's pristine. That looks lovely. So yeah, 101 is the correct. And I've got some lovely Great Western coaches in my set. Oh, that would look lovely going around on that. Oh, that is quite superb. Oh, and I've got the crew in it as well. Oh, we are going to have fun with this thing. Oh, that's quite nice. And I love Hornby of this period, when everything came out and it had the nice little cardboard piece on the box. This lovely piece of history. Oh, that's lovely. That really is quite lovely. So we're going to put this. So I guess one of the first things to do is to set up an oval of this new track, try out the new transformer, and try out my new locomotive. What am I going to do with this box? Wow, lots more stuff. And I suppose at this point, massive great thank you to Ed for increasing the railway collection, well, quite significantly. Wow, we have got a lot here. That is going to look superb with, wow. The difference between this modern track and the stuff I've been using before is particularly those guys of you who are tuned in to see the worst track ever episode. Well, this stuff is, well, very different. Oh, just it's interesting because it feels lighter, but it's certainly far, far better. I wonder if how much I can fit on this layout. These are, I'm not even sure on this layout with these extra wide curves. I'm going to say a 4th radius. I'm not even sure if I'm going to get a layout, like a whole curve of those without something being a problem with the layout. But oh, the options now for points and things, we can actually have some fun. The only downside to this track is things like the Princess will, in fact, I'll show you. So things like the Princess, so I've got the tender here of the Princess. When you roll it along on track here, you can kind of, actually that's not too bad. Normally with trying stuff, if you roll it along a more modern track, you can feel it. I can just about, it's not too bad though. Quite often you can feel it bouncing along with the sleepers, whereas that's okay, that's acceptable. May have some issues with it on turnouts like that. Yes, see, there we go, there's where we get issues. Going through a turnout like this, it can't deal with the new guardrails, and so it will bounce up and over, and so it doesn't really, yeah, so on a new track like this it can't really cope. It will hit the frog and the guardrail and bounce up. You can see that rising up there. I mean, we can set up something, we don't need to put the points in it, and the points are certainly useful for other future projects. And of course this one has come with a free track pin, so right, the concept of what I can do now is yeah, quite large. So I think it's time to set it up and, well, do the most obvious things, find out whether this transform works, and find out if GWR 101 wants to run.
So the first thing to do was to work out what I actually had. So far, all I really know is I've got a big pile of assorted track. So I started to bring it all together into groups of what it was, into the what I think is 4th radius, 3rd radius, the straights, points, and just actually count it up. And it soon became quite apparent that I have far more track than I actually have room for on my board. And this is good because it gives me lots of options of what I can play around with and ideas in the future. Next, I decided to see if the, what I think is 4th radius would be put together and make a circuit for the layout. And equally very quickly found that that's too big. So it was on to the traditional and ever reliable 3rd radius. And this stuff all goes together pretty simply. It's what I've grown up mucking around with, and so I'm fairly used to it by this stage. And I've got to say, compared to the older track that I've been playing with, this is so much nicer to use and just goes together so much more easily, and it's just a lot better. And with the circuit put up, the next stage was to start doing scenic items. And I'll be honest, I haven't done scenic items for a very, very long time. But there's a certain amount of joy in making a field full of cows and putting them out on your layout. That's actually pretty nice. And then finding little track accessories and putting those down, even though it's totally pointless putting a gradient marker and things on, or a bench full of people, or a little bloke somebody. It's just quite nice. And putting a bloke on the station, yeah, it made it a bit more special. Next was getting the controller out, plugging it into the little track clip, and unraveling all the wire for the transformer, and plugging it in, and we were ready to go. So with all that done, let's put the box over there, the card over there, take our lovely little Great Western engine out of its box from a Great Western fan. Oh, and I've got the controller on already, so let's see what happens. That's not bad, is it? Straight out of the... Now, I have literally no idea if my friend Ed has ever run this before. Absolutely no idea. Because I know he modelled a lot of bigger diesels and stuff, so I don't know if this little thing would have actually been suitable on his layout. But a bit noisy, but it seems to run well enough, doesn't it? It looks smart. Right. I've prepared for this moment because I went out and I got these two out of my box. So which are the two Great Western coaches that I've got. So we'll just put that on there. I'll put that on behind it.
And this should look a treat. Oh. Now, technically this is totally prototypically incorrect, having a little tank engine on these two coaches, but I'm going to ignore that for the fact that it makes me very happy. The running characteristics on this track, now I haven't tried any of my other engines, and I've got them, some of them just down there to see what they'll be like, but the running characteristics are far better on this track than they ever were on the old track. Now, one thing we know with these are they are not very powerful. It's the same chassis as the Pug and the D-Tank, but with two coaches, no gradients, they'll fly around at 1,000 miles an hour quite happily. Oh, the running characteristics of this are just so much better. So at this point, a huge thank you to Ed, because it's so much nicer having these running gently round like this. Now I reckon that it's a bit slows down a bit there, but also having the extra bits of the station over there just make it feel like a motor rail. And my field of snow, it's all snow. That's what I'm modelling, is snow. So what we're going to do now is we've successfully found out that it's quite happy pulling these two, and it looks very nice with these two. But let's give it a test and see what, if I get out my Triang coaches that have significantly more rolling resistance. Let's see how the little Great Western 101 copes with these. So here we go. It's a bit slower. There's a little bit of wheel slip there, and it's notably not running as smoothly, so a bit more jerky. And you can see the coaches rattle a bit more, they rock a bit more as they go round. But all things considered, it's giving off that it's giving off that lovely aroma at the moment of a Hornby engine that's been working, that hasn't worked for a bit. It's that hot kind of electric smell. It's the smell of my childhood. So one thing I never could get to work particularly well when I was growing up was the older Triang locomotives and this Hornby controller. It would normally thermal cut out because the current draw on these engines is too much, which is why I was quite impressed with the Bachmann one that just kept working. So we're going to give it a test and see if it will actually work with this. Just. Oh wow. Oh, we've got a very strong smell now of that electric. She slows down a bit over here, which is strange, and I don't understand why. But wow. There's that will be the thermal cutoff. So that's it's drawing too much and it's tripped this little controller, or thermal current cutoff. So I will have to plug in the Bachmann one at a later date, which is a superior controller. It's better than that. But I have got here the two other little 040s on the same chassis. So we've got here the LMS liveried Pug, the D-Tank, and then 101. Now these are Hornby's 3 basic steam engines, all on the same chassis. They do the 06 class diesel on the same chassis as well. They're all the same thing. You can see the similarities between these two, same pistons and everything. This one just doesn't have them. So we'll pull these back off, put those there, put the LMS coach, the GWR coaches rather, back on. I'll give the D-Tank a run and see if it's any better running around here without on the different controller and on the much newer and nicer track, because this was a Star before. Oh yes. Oh, that is, I cannot fault that. Okay, I mean, I wasn't particularly kind to the model, and talking about it's not very prototypical or much about it, but I just... Now, a couple of you guys in the comments said that you weren't particularly impressed with the running characteristics of your own pugs and things. But that is incredible. Again, it hasn't had any life service or anything to it. And it's just... I mean, you'd expect this kind of performance from a brand new model for something that's been in production for donkey's years, and I have no idea how old this particular model is. I'm sure somebody will lie to me in the comments. But for it to crawl around like that, genuinely brilliant. Absolutely. And what I was kind of going to allude to before the princess stopped is model railways are very addictive. They're very much, you always have this sense that you need to get bigger and better and do more and put more into it. And I think sometimes that spoils it, because the joy is this, especially with a bit of scenic stuff going on. Just having a layout like this, a couple of coaches and a small engine, this is actually where the hobby is great. I mean, this is just happiness right here. A little silly tank engine, 2 coaches and a station. So I can now bring this at a scale speed of not something silly into the platform. I've now got enough platform as well to have both coaches in and bring it gently to a halt. As long as it will restart, I'm sure it will. There's the buzz. It's not the smoothest start, but again, we are talking of a model that retails at like 20 quid. And certainly, if not, you can buy them for less on eBay. That's fantastic. I think I'm pretty much happy forever now. It's definitely one of the coaches is catching the far side of the platform on my double platform. So that was quite superb, actually. That was wonderful. So when we tested it before, the little pug here wasn't very happy. It didn't run particularly well. So let's see what difference clean track makes. Modern clean track. Oh God. Let's let it just... That is not a smooth or happy runner. It's interesting because the running quality of this is as bad as on the previous track. Oh, it's quite rough, isn't it? So let's bring it around and see what happens if we slow it down a bit. Oh, that is... I mean, it's running, and that's one thing we should be thankful for, but that is quite rough. And it stalled. Huh. We'll just send 101 to go rescue it. Off you go. There we go. We'll slow them down a bit and just... I mean, the pug might just need running in because it hasn't had a good run for a while. The same for the 101, to be honest. Pug's definitely not happy. Okay. Well, there we go, guys. It's a big thank you to Edward for supplying me with a new locomotive to play with during lockdown. Oh, they roll so nicely on the track. Some proper track, which has proper gradients, well, radius on it. So things will actually go around it nicely and we don't have any tight spots. There's also beautifully clean and modern condition track. I'll show you the difference between this and the old stuff. And then I've got a lot of points to actually do something with, so we can actually build an exciting layout and lots of bits of straight and other bits of track to go on. So I'm going to just stay and play trains, really. That's going to be me for the rest of the day. I hope you've enjoyed watching this unboxing, and well, I hope you do, because Edward says there's more boxes on the way, so we're going to do more of these unboxings And, oh, it's stalled. Oh, you were so good and now you've stalled. There we go. And we hope you're enjoying Lawrie Goes a Little Loco, which is doing stuff with model railways, because I'm loving it. I do like my model railway stuff. I kind of regret not being in it for so long and not going too sensible with it, just having fun with silly little things like this. This looks perfect. Like, okay, so these are mainline carriages and not branch line carriages, but a little tank engine working bunker first with 2 coaches is pretty spectacular. So I'm going to continue playing with this. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, share this video with your model railway friends, and of course, leave a comment. What do you think about the stuff in the box? Do you want to say thank you to Edward? And yeah, do you like what I've got? What should I do next? What should I do with the track and the scenic items, the cows and things? What's the next step? So any ideas, let me know. And of course, if you have liked this video, how about clicking over there somewhere for one of my reviews on a proper full-size locomotive, or over there for one of the other Lawrie Goes a Little Loco. In fact, we'll do the link to the last unboxing I did. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.